Hey everybody, here we go with the bipolar wrap up of the bipolar thread. Interesting week, great participation. Glad to see everybody get into it, and I love to see the discourse back and forth. Um, I try not to weigh in with my opinions toward the end of class or whatever, just so you know I don't look too biased, even though I'm very biased, as you can probably tell with some of the stuff. Long story short is that if you've already gone backwards and you saw what I had to say about MPD, that's a no-brainer, how that was misused. And man, here we are with bipolar disorder that used to come from the old manic depressive disorder. And back in the day, man, if you had that, everybody knew about it. I mean, you knew, everybody knew. You were a train wreck. You're up for days and weeks on end. You were floridly psychotic. They couldn't tell whether you might have been, I shouldn't say you, but you know what I mean, where the person was either paranoid schizophrenic or if they were bipolar. You couldn't even tell. They come into the emergency room. I remember seeing these guys and thinking they were just like psychotic, like schizophrenic, but it turned out they were in a uh, florid phase of their bipolar disorder. Okay, so what do we have now in today's world with big pharma and all the medication companies that want your money? Is now we have recently comes on the scene now, recently is bipolar 2 to the rescue. Um, man, is that a real diagnosis or not? For some of you who would like to go on a little treasure hunt, there's something called cyclothymia, Cyclothymia, cyclothymia. Just kind of look at that and see how that differentiates between what they call bipolar 2 now. Yeah, and the student that kind of identified that there were a lot of people in the class that identified with bipolar symptoms, and that identification statistically exceeded what one would expect on the fair roll of a dice, or if we were looked at an actuarial table of how many people in a collection of 25 would have bipolar symptoms or experiences, etc. So it was a good observation, you know what I mean? And that's okay. People take things personally. It's probably kind of ironic, right? They both, two of the ladies that were kind of the, and then there's three of them. Yeah, Taylor was the third person, kind of came in at the end. So just relax. I mean, that's the whole thing about this kind of a class. Where it's a senior level class. Speak your mind. I make people mad every day, as you can tell. But I'll probably end up curving the midterm. But anyway, seriously, it's better just to kind of get it out, and that's the whole thing about being a senior level class, is that there's discourse and there's communication. You guys can call me anytime. I have my cell phone on the syllabus, and I've left it on week 1 discussion. So, man, you got a problem, call me, text me. Just don't blow me up too bad, and then I will get mad. But yeah, seriously, back to bipolar. You know, you had to have well, I don't want to say anything because future classes will know what the answer is, but y'all did identify the features that you needed to have. That's good, but once again, it's misused in our daily conversations, and you identified that. I just wanted to go in there and you know, let's be nice, let's be fair. We have a hot week coming up on homosexuality here pretty soon, so you don't want to miss that. I don't want you to hold back on that either, man, because people bring up their spirituality, their faith, and all kinds of stuff on our homosexuality thread, which is off the chain now because, man, I mean, that was a disorder. It's not a disorder. And there's a huge ramifications about that. In particular, people who want to get help for same-sex attraction, and now in certain states they can't get that. Anyway, I digress. That's what happens when I discover a YouTube link. So anyway, thank you for listening about the bipolar. If you have, you know, hopefully I didn't. I let that kind of go on. I should have jumped in there and refereed it. I didn't. I'm sorry. What can I say? I just didn't want to interrupt the flow of people. So anyway, y'all have a great rest of the semester, and I'll see what I can do about going back and looking at these other threads. All right, bye.